What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Talia, and you're listening to The Live Lounge, a podcast that takes a weekly peek into the minds of 20-somethings who are living and learning how to make life work and helping each other along the way.
God bless these 20-somethings. God bless, oh God bless, oh God bless.
I want to thank everybody for joining me this week on The Live Lounge. I hope you all enjoyed last week's episode. It was very near and dear to my heart. If you did not get to check that out, no worries. All you have to do is go to the website, thelivelounge.com, and check it out. If you didn't get a chance to read the blog post, it is there for you. Be sure to check that out. And I would love to get some feedback from you guys in the crew section. So don't be afraid to drop something there. This week will be a little more lighthearted and probably more relatable to my new 20-somethings out there. So let's get right into it, shall we? We shall. And here we are with the quote of the week. The quote of the week is coming from Shigeru Miyamoto. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, I am so sorry. And the quote reads, "I think inside every adult is the heart of a child. We just gradually convince ourselves that we have to act more like adults." So y'all probably like, Talia, what in the world does this quote have to do with the topic this week? Well, I'm here to tell you. The topic this week is 20-something and I'm grown now. What does that even mean? Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I'm here to talk about it with y'all. So I chose this quote because a lot of times we get older and forget to have fun and enjoy life. Everything gets really stressful, everything gets really serious, and we forget that what life is all about, and we forget how to even enjoy the little things. So that's why I chose that quote. Now that we have our little motivation going from the quote, I want to shine some light on a booming 20-something that is out here making something shake, and it just so happened to me, my bro, my homie, my friend for so long, Tony Betton Jr.
Okay, so boom.
Tony Betton Jr. is a broadcast journalism student at Georgia State University. He was previously the marketing and administration specialist for the National Society of High School Scholars International Headquarters here in Atlanta, Georgia. Tony is an active youth leader, mogul in training, certified trainer for Usher's New Look Foundation. He is also the president of the National Association of Black Journalists at Georgia State University. Amongst a number of other great accomplishments, Tony's proudest would be the launch of his media and news company, The Rep Zone, which recently celebrated its 1-year anniversary. Y'all, let's give it up for Tony. Tony has been out here working. I've known Tony since, I believe, 2012, 2011, somewhere around that time. And when I tell y'all, this man has been working nonstop since then. Like, I have not seen him take a break. He is always out there, like, really getting it with the broadcast journalism, with his company, the Rep Zone. He is like always doing something, and it's so great to see my fellow 20-something, my brother, my homie, really out here making his dreams come true. So Tony, this 20-somethings shout out is for you, bro. I can't wait to have you on the show. Now you all know what time it is. My favorite time, the best time, the couch conversation. So everybody get comfortable, get your juice, get your slippers, get your socks, get on the couch and let's talk.
Just say you will come through and chill.
So as I said before, the topic this week is 20-something and I'm grown now. Now, if you haven't already, pause the episode right here and go check out the blog post that I put up for this episode just to see if we're thinking the same things. If we are, drop it in the Cues from the Crew section and I'll be sure to read it and maybe even shout you out if you want me to. So let's make this a us thing, not just a me thing, and let's talk about it. So, what does it mean to be grown? I know when I was younger, it was like a bad thing to be grown. Like, you don't need to be acting all grown. You acted like it. Grown was synonymous with being fast when I was younger. But that may just be because I'm a Southern girl from, obviously, the South. And that's just how we were groomed to do things. But as I got older, being grown became fun. Like around teenage years, I was like, I can't wait to be grown. The age that I thought was like the bomb.com was 23. Like 23 to 25. Oh, you were out here doing it, and I just knew I couldn't wait to be 23, 25. Y'all, that is approaching quickly, and I'm just like, wait a minute, maybe I had it wrong at 13. Then as you get older, 18, 19, 20, you like, okay, so if this is what being grown is, I don't know if I'm prepared. And that's the problem. We don't know if we're prepared for it. So what is adulting? Because a lot of times people associate being grown with this theory of adulting. What is that? And I think we all trying to figure it out. So in my definition, Talia's definition of adulting is managing life with responsibilities and with circumstances and situations that make you the sole recipient of all consequences and all benefits and all repercussions. Like everything falls on you. And it's a balancing act of how you handle that versus how it handles you. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times adulting has its way and it doesn't always equal my way. So we're all learning this adulting things out. But I wanted to kind of like address the different transitions of being grown and like what happens for us. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. Put it in the Q's from the crew section so we can talk about it. So adulting or being grown starts at a smooth 18 for a general population of us. There are some of us who just so happen to experience adult responsibilities before that age, and to you I tip my hat, because woo child, I don't know. I don't know if I could handle it. But at 18, then you start, as soon as you graduate, you start getting the invites to the parties, or you start being asked the questions of what you want to do with your life, or are you going to college? Are you going to get a job? What are you going to do? And it's like, yo, I just got my diploma last week. To be honest, I just wanted to sleep in for the summer. Like every day, I didn't want to get up to 12. Now you asking me about college and you asking me about a job. Like, listen, let me adjust real quick. Like, I just got rid of my book bag. I'm not sure I want to pick it back up. Those conversations are always interesting to me, because you're just like, yeah, I just got here and, I don't know. I feel like the Lil Uzi Vert video where he was like, I only been here a month. I don't know. That's how it is, like when you're 18 and you just now figuring it out. So for some of us, we go into the workforce. For some of us, we go to school. For a lot of us, you do a little bit of both. I know I was one of those people that did a little bit of both. And that's because growing up, I could not wait to get a job. Like, my mom used to tell me all the time, like, girl, you 13, you don't need a job. And I'm like, mama, but I like having my own money. I don't like asking. And my mom was always like, girl, you ask me for money all the time. And I'm like, you're my mother. That's different. And you got your own thing. I want to have my own thing too. So as soon as I was old enough, man, I got me a job. And that was the first time I realized, yeah, maybe a 9-to-5 isn't for you, Talia. Or maybe working for someone is not your thing. So my first real job, like legally, was... Now, I didn't do nothing illegal, but before this job, I was working at a hair salon, but I didn't have a license. That's what I mean by legally. So, this first job, I worked at a movie theater. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm a bit spoiled. So, I'm used to my way being the only way, or my way being the best way. So, when I got the job, of course, I told them everything that they wanted to hear. Yeah, I'm flexible. Yeah, I could work this time and this time. Yeah, I have a way home if... I told them whatever they needed to hear, basically, and I got the job. And then when I got the job, I was like, hold up. Let me tell y'all something. I can't work this time. I can't work this time. I can't work this time. But I can work this time, and I can only do this. And they was like, what? That's not what you said when we hired you. And I was like, yeah, I know what y'all said, but I changed my living situation. Like, I'm not living at home no more. I live on campus at school. Y'all said that y'all hired college students, so here I am. And they was like, all right, Talia, we'll work with you on this. So I had a schedule where I worked 3 or 4 days a week for 5 hours, like from 5 to 10, 3 days a week. And then it got to a point where they was like, Talia, we need you to close. And I was like, First of all, y'all, the last bus from over here leaves at 11:30. Now, unless one of y'all gonna give me a ride home to the city, I don't know if this is a good idea. And they would look at me like, Talia, are you serious right now? And I look at them like, yeah. Somebody go give me. Needless to say, y'all, I was only there for 3 months. I did not last there long. But in that 3 months, I was like missing out on so much at school. Like I was missing out on all the parties. I was not doing good in my classes. Like it was just a bad experience. So what I did was when I got fired, I said, bump that. I am going to get myself right. So I got my grades together in school. I brought my GPA up so much. Like I started off with a 3.0, then went to like a 2.5. Then brought it up to a 2.8. So I did my work. But then like I started having fun in school or whatever, and that's when the real adulting hit. Because when you are not at home and you basically have your own place that you paid for already, that you got food at, your clothes at, you basically are living here out on your own. You ain't got to check in on nobody, or nobody got to check in on you. Or then you get real grown. You start going out to the party. You start hanging out with your friends all late. I can't tell y'all how many times I didn't come home to the next day. Like, I was out with my friends having the time of my life, y'all. Like, it was so great. But it's not going to always be like that, and I knew it. So then the summer came or whatever, and things slowed down a little bit. I still was, having fun or whatever, but things slowed down. And then I got another job with one of my friends. And that was cool too. And then like adulting started to hit for real then, because this was another job, like another real job. And I couldn't like really be as flexible with my schedule as I was before, like with the old job. So I was legitimately working my butt off, y'all. Like working my butt off at work and at school, then all of my extra activities, y'all. That was the first time I ever experienced being tired. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is stressful. And it was like all of my bills was on me. That was new for me, just so y'all know. Like I said, I'm a little spoiled, so I'm used to things being taken care of. But no, all of my bills was on me. And it wasn't like my parents was like, you're cut off or anything like that. I just started to take more responsibility for my things. So all of my bills was on me, and then health insurance, and then I didn't have a car, but I did ride Uber, Lyft, and take MARTA. So that was its own bill. And I was just like, ooh, child, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for all of this. This is too much. And balancing school on top of that, it was a bit much. But like, nobody really prepares you for adulting. Like nobody prepares you about being on your own. Nobody prepares you about managing your money. Nobody prepares you about the job that doesn't work for you, but you need the job. And then nobody prepares you about the pressures of having it all together. So first, being on your own. Everybody wants to be grown. Everybody wants to be on their own, but nobody thinks about the bills that comes with that. Like when you move, you have to buy furniture. Nobody told me how expensive furniture was. Like, what? Why? Oh, why is one couch $400? Not saying that I bought this, but one couch is $400. Y'all, good pillows, the real good ones, are not the $5 ones at Walmart. I had to learn that because I replaced pillows, it seemed like every month, because they would just go flat. And I was like, oh my gosh, why did nobody thought to, give the 18-year-olds a handbook of things that happens when you get older? Like nobody thought to, it was a lot. And then nobody tells you, well, they do tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. They do tell you about bills, but they don't tell you that you pay a bill and then work the rest of that month to pay that bill again the next month. And it's like a repeating cycle of paying the same bills over and over and over again. I don't know, older generation, how y'all did it without automatic bill pay or like reminders. Y'all had to actually go to the establishment and pay your bill every month. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I would be able to do that, because it just seemed like you don't have the time to do that because you're working so much. You need things to be taken out online or automatically so that you don't forget to pay your bills. And then people partially teach you how to manage your money. They teach you a little bit. They don't teach you about taxes. Taxes, my God, are the bane of my existence. Like, what? Why am I paying you to work for you? I don't understand. I don't get that. But taxes is its own problem that we just need to, send up a prayer about, because I don't have time. Nobody explains taxes to you. Nobody really explains savings, and what they don't tell you is you don't get rich off your savings. Your savings are meant for you to have in a separate account and then use for emergencies. Then they don't tell you that almost everything is an emergency. So you save a couple of $100 and then you have to spend it on something. Like, guess what? A couch or a TV, or with college, a book. Your whole $400 of savings go down the drain for 2 books immediately. So it's like, oh my gosh, what is the point of saving if I'm going to spend it anyway? But then you have to realize, no, if I don't save, then when these emergencies come, what am I going to spend? Same thing. And then nobody tells you about managing your time, really. Like, you work to have a little bit of time of free time. So we 20-somethings getting minimum wage, which in the state of Georgia is $7.25. Who is living off of $7.25? You can barely live off $10 an hour. And let's not, Lord forbid, you work part-time off listen, I'm getting stressed thinking about it. Anyway, nobody teaches you about your free time and prioritizing that. And then nobody really prepares you about working for a company that couldn't care less if they fire you or not. Like, you are just as expendable to that company as the company is to you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had friends that was just like, I cannot leave my job because I need this, I need that, and they need me. And then you come to find out they don't really need you, because they can hire someone just as quick as they hired you, or just as quick as they fired you. Like, they just need the position filled. It doesn't matter how long the position is filled. And then it's just like, you have to work with these internships so that when you graduate, you will get a job. So I saw this post on the train one day, and it was like, they tricked me into getting in $100,000 of debt for a job that only pays me $40,000 a year. And I was like, oh, my life triggered. I feel it. Like, ooh, the trap that is the educational system versus the economic system is its own show that I'm not even sure we're ready to have a conversation about. At the end of it all, nobody tells you about the pressures to have it all together. Like, there are older people who assume that you are young and dumb and they can't help you, you can't help them. They just know that you feel like you got it all together and da-da-da-da-da-da. Not realizing that this is the pivotal time in your life where you need the absolute most help that they have to offer. Like, give me all the wisdom that you have. Like, what do you mean? I do not have it all together. And then you have the pressures of your peers to try to live like them and do like them and compete basically with them. It's just a cycle of pressure. Like, it's like when you get 18, from 18 to like 23, somebody puts you in this bubble that's like a vacuum that either sucks things out and make things confined or piles way too much on you, and you have to figure it out. Like, it's just like all the time. So you have to figure out, how do you make it? Like, what do we do? What can we do to make it? And I have about 6 tips on how I am currently trying to make it. My first tip is enjoy life as much as you can. Like, I had to sit down one day and realize, girl, you have not even reached 25 yet. Why, oh why, are you so stressed about things that could change in a matter of minutes? Like, that's something that we have to realize as young 20-somethings. We change our minds so frequently. We change our opinions so frequently. We change our desires so frequently. Enjoy the small things in life. Go get you an ice cream, sis. Go get you that cake, bro. Go to that party, man. Go to that concert. Like, don't spend your whole life trying to prepare for a life you haven't even got there yet. Like, a lot of us are planning for lives when we're like 40. I want to do this and da-da-da. Like, okay, let me not confuse you. There is a time to grind. Yes. But you should not be grinding every day for 5 years with no break. You know what's going to happen? You're going to burn out or drive yourself crazy. And we want to prevent that. Second tip, treat yourself to something you enjoy at least once a month. For me, that may be getting my nails done, or going to get that ice cream, or buying concert tickets for an artist that I really want to see, or buying shoes or purses. I mean, just like pick something, make a list of all the things that you enjoy personally. Like, if there was a personal size ice cream that you enjoy that is limited edition and only come out 3 times a year, save up to buy that personal ice cream, man. And don't feel bad when you do it. I used to feel so bad when I bought things that I enjoyed. Like, it used to hurt my heart to go spend money on something that I would enjoy, because I always felt like, what if I don't have this money to put it towards what I really wanted, what I really need in the future? And I had to like stop, and my mom had to remind me, like, girl, buy it, enjoy it. You have punished yourself with something that you enjoy. Like, don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself into a cycle of regretting purchases or regretting not spending time and money on experiences. That's something that me and my best friends have decided to do for, I guess, the next 3 years of our lives. Spend money on experiences and then take time to enjoy those experiences. Because if you spend every day of your life, every waking moment planning for the future, how do you stop and smell the roses and realize the accomplishments that you have already done so far? Don't do it to yourself. Third tip, don't be afraid to take time to find yourself, no matter how long that time frame is. A lot of times we rush into decisions because we feel like we have to make decisions right now, and we need to do something right now. And if we don't do it right now, we're going to miss the window of opportunity. Listen, breathe. There is nothing worse than moving too fast into an opportunity that you are not prepared for, because you have the possibility of messing it up or slowing down the learning process that you were going to use anyway to get to that opportunity. If it is meant for you, guess what, baby doll? It is going to be for you. There is nothing that can stand in that way of getting that thing that is for you other than you. So if you need to, and I'm not advising this when I say this, but I do understand. If you need to take a break from school to figure out what you want to do with your life, to figure out if school is for you, take that break. If you get into a degree and realize this is not where I want to be, leave that degree pathway and find a different one. If you realize that you don't want to work a 9-to-5 or work for anybody else, and you want to be a freelance artist, freelance. Get out there and do what you love. Follow your passions, follow your purpose, and then go for that. Like, don't feel locked in a box based off of what people are telling you or what people are saying you should do. Like, you are the only one that has to go home with you at the end of the day. And you don't want to get stuck in a career and 25 years later you realize that you were never happy in it in the first place, and you only did it because someone said that this would be the best opportunity. I had someone ask me today why I changed my degree. Now, y'all, I've changed my major like 3 times, and this is the last time, because if it don't work this time, school ain't for me, obviously. But somebody asked me, why did you change your major? And I had to be honest. For the first time in my entire life of making decisions, I just was really honest about this particular one. I chose the other 2 degrees because those are the ones that people were telling me were good for me, or those were the ones that I felt like would make me the most money, not the ones that I love. Like, my degree now that I'm pursuing is one that I love. Like, I love to write. I love to tell stories. I love to put my thoughts down into paper. I love to create new worlds for people to take a load off and enjoy. So that's why I chose my major. And I know that I didn't choose this before because I was scared that it was going to become a chore to me, that it was going to become work. And I never wanted writing to feel like work. But I had to take a moment and realize, Talia, this is what you have been doing since you were little. Like, I remember being like 4, not being able to write a lick, but going to get a piece of paper and scribbling on 3 pages front and back and making my entire family come downstairs and sit around a circle and let me tell them my story. Like, they would sit in the living room and I would just tell them whatever I thought was on that paper just for hours and just go on and on and on. And they would let me do it. Like, I commend y'all, because I don't know if I had the patience to do that now. That was something I was passionate about. And if I would have took time to find myself before throwing myself into a cycle of pretty much debt, then I probably would have came out better. So take time to find yourself, and no matter how long it takes, just do it, because it's going to be worth it in the end. Tip number 4 is don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Very simple, but it's so hard to do. I remember being in my dorm and one of my roommates was an English major and one of my roommates was a psych major. I'm sitting here as a marketing major, and my English major friend is done with all of her homework and is on her way to a party. I'm sitting up here trying to figure out economics, and I'm not even close to being done. But I'm like, why is she getting all A's in her classes? And I'm up here struggling in my classes. Like, what am I doing? And my psych major roommate is always in the library, so I don't know if she ever see the light of day. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be like, this is just not realizing that the pathways of those 3 majors are completely different. So yeah, an English major may be getting straight A's, but what they have to do is a whole lot of reading and a whole lot of writing. That's pretty much it. Whereas a marketing major, you got to have math classes, you got to have business classes, you got to have law classes, you got to do X, Y, Z, and then 1, 2, 3 before you even get the classes you really want. So do not compare your journey to anyone else's. They don't have the same book that you do. It may look the same, it may have the same colors, but I promise you the script that is inside of that page, the script that is inside of that book is completely different. So do not compare your journey to someone else's. Number 5, understand that there is no manual to adulting. You are the only one that has to deal with the consequences of your decisions. Please understand that. Nobody can be like, hey, do this, hey, do that, hey, do this, hey, do that, in a specific order. Yes, wisdom is key. Yes, listening to people who have been in similar situations is important, but don't make all your decisions based off what everybody is telling you, because then you are now living out their reality and not your reality. We are all a summation of all of our experiences and the results thereof. So don't take somebody else's results and apply it to your life. Yes, you can avoid a lot of situations by listening to the stories that people tell about them, but that does not mean that your entire life needs to be a complete book of other people's solutions. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I really do. If it doesn't, let me know. Let me know and I'll fix it, I promise. Number 6 and last, follow your gut. I say this all the time. Your mind will lie to you. Your heart will lie to you. The world will lie to you. But one thing that will never lie to you is your gut, your intuition, that Holy Spirit within you, if you are religious and spiritual like I am. It will not lie to you. It will tell you when things are really good. It'll tell you when things are really bad. And it will tell you when you need to do some investigation. And you should listen to it. Because when you don't, you're going to be like, oh, something told me that I should have made a left when I made a right. So listen to it. All right, y'all. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. In the Cues from the Crew section, tell me what you think about today's topic. Tell me what you think about being an adult. What have you learned? What are some things that you are still learning about being an adult? Help us. I'll be sure to read it for you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, all of that stuff. I would definitely read it on air. If you want me to read it personally, that's cool too. I would definitely hit you back and let you know what I think. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make it a us thing and not a me thing. All right, y'all, we have reached the very last segment of the Live Lounge podcast, and you already know what it is. When it's me and y'all, I just have a real good question. Who raised y'all? Who is your mama? Who is your daddy? Who is your grandmama? Who is your auntie? Who is in charge? Because we need to have a talk.
Who raised y'all?
And my who raised y'all this week goes to those people who would rather have the hottest item but still come back and ask for gas money, ask for money for food, or ask for a ride somewhere. Sir, ma'am, did you or did you not just buy a $200 belt? And now you ain't got no way to get nowhere? Now you ain't got no gas in your car? You better go make that belt make some more money for you, because I don't know what to tell you. I didn't spend the $200 on a belt. Or those people, or my ladies out there who spend $9 bajillion on hair but can't buy textbooks, or going to twerk contests so that they can buy more hair. Like, baby doll, what are we doing out here? What is this? What is going on? How are we living our lives? I don't understand. I got two, actually. My second one is for you scammers out there. Listen. There are 90 billion ways to make a dollar holler, and it does not include stealing from those who've already made theirs work. Okay? You need to find something else to do with your life. Stealing from people is not cool. Tapping into people's information is not cool. Taking people's money is not cool. Like, there are a bajillion other ways to be out here making money, and that ain't it. So, for you people who out here scamming, find a day job, find a night job, find a job. Grubhub is hiring, Postmates is hiring, DoorDash is hiring, the strip clubs are hiring. Listen, come on, you get with it. If for you people out here who rather have the hottest items and be out here flexing on the gram or on Twitter or whatever it is that you are on, but still texting your brother, sister, cousin, mama, auntie, talk about, can I have $5 for gas or $10 to eat? Get your priorities in check, baby, because you are out here making horrible decisions, and I don't want to see you go out bad like that. Because y'all got one time to text me, and I see you on Instagram or Twitter or something with the newest whatever, and you text me and ask me for some. Listen, you don't want those problems. You don't want to have that conversation, because I don't know how to be nice with people who are irresponsible. Whew, okay. Got that off my chest. I needed that. That one was cooking up there all week. I needed to, share that with you guys. If you guys have a who raised y'all that y'all would like for me to read on the show, put it in the Cues from the Crew section. I can't wait to hear from you guys. And we have reached the end, and I want to leave you guys with something. We are all 20-somethings trying to live and learn and love together and figure these things out. And I just want to say good luck on those 20-somethings.